Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Year's resolutions. Today is January 1st. So, this month, I'm going to be making a video every day talking about resolutions, possibly for New Year's and throughout the year, resolutions that we do. So, I'm going to do 31 videos. If you would like to participate, let me know. We will focus on one resolution a day. So today I like to talk about one of the top resolutions that you can see on any list or on any list of goals that you have probably made or someone that you love made in the past and possibly this year. So losing weight. My background, of course, a beautiful belly of a lady, and this is jeans she used to be on before. Now she's a lot skinnier. So I believe that the part in our body that we're happier to lose the fat or the weight off of is our belly, right? There are curves in women's body that we don't want to lose. That there are curves that when they get loose, they don't look good, like our breasts, our butt, and our legs. And when we start getting fat cells, it's not something that you're proud of, and that can possibly make someone not willing to wear something that will reveal those fat cells, right? So I wrote a book last year. It's we're working still on the editing part of it and publishing the book as well. So the last title we came up with was Healing Fat Beliefs. So it talks about our beliefs about fat and what are the fat beliefs that we have, and not only concerning fat, but what are the beliefs that are not true about what we believe about ourselves and about our body, the way we process emotions, and how do we feel when we ingest food, and what are the memories that come to you when you're eating a specific food. And food is also associated with smells and feelings and emotions. So we store our emotions in our bellies. And many times when we have a memory that is not pleasant, and we eat that food again, it gives us stomach pain. It's just the pain is stored right there. There is a memory of pain stored in our belly, and we haven't worked on it. We haven't worked through it. So the way you work through your emotions is through forgiveness, is through understanding, is through any way that can possibly give you highest awareness. A way that I recommend is spiritual. The spiritual is not religious, it's not a specific religion, but it is a way of understanding a higher purpose, a bigger mind, an all connected universe where situations that happen are meant to happen. But the way we react to those situations is what contributes to our life purpose. So that is one way of doing it. Another way is meditation. Another way is affirmations. Another way is a higher consciousness of consciously choosing what you're eating. I've been working in restaurants many years of my life, and I can see how our food choices are related to our body shape, to our overall health, but also how we make those choices. And many times we choose out of poverty consciousness, which is I don't have enough and I must complain to get a free meal, or I must complain to get my money back, or I'm dissatisfied with the meal where I'm making everyone uncomfortable and not necessarily enjoying their food, and maybe regretting that they invited me because I'm being such of a pain and nothing is making me happy. So what happens when you go to a restaurant or you get invited at a dinner or any kind of meal with others, and how are you making that meal for them? I remember one time I was working at Max Renner. This is a chocolate restaurant inside Caesar's Palace, and I was working on the second floor. There was a big, a beautiful table with a private room, And there was a big table made of wood, and it fitted like 12 to 15 people. So I get a party coming. This is people from out of state. This is tourists. So they come on, it's like 10 or 11 of them, and they are all ordering from my menu. So on the menu we had, it was a lot of chocolate, even the fries had chocolate. So there was a veggie burger on the menu, right? So the party orders, everyone is happy, they're enjoying their food with chocolate, they're enjoying the experience of tasting hot chocolate and their drinks and everything. Everyone is laughing and having a good time, and you can feel the vibe of the table. It's just happiness. So, but they're waiting on one lady, and there is this one lady who is gonna sit at the head of the table in front of me, and I'm waiting on her to take her order. So she orders a burger, which is a veggie burger. She had been in a hurry and they have been waiting for her, but she was stressed out. So what happened? She told me she wanted her burger medium well. I ordered the burger. It comes out cooked medium well, but it's a veggie burger. So she decides she's not happy with the burger. Soon enough, she starts complaining. Everyone in the party starts to feel uncomfortable. They don't know what to do because they cannot be unkind to her. She's kind of like the boss or some type of power figure within the party. Possibly, maybe someone who pays for the bill, or I don't know what the situation is, but it seems like that. So she told me that. Why did I bring you a veggie burger? I said, ma'am, it said on the menu, it's a veggie burger. She said, yeah, but when I told you the term, it should have ring up a bell in your brain. Because when you tell someone the term of a burger, it should be the meat on it. So I didn't know it was a veggie burger. I said, okay, well, maybe we can make you a veggie, not a veggie, but a meat burger, a beef burger. I also have chicken burgers. What would you like? She says, you know what? You're not understanding my point. Why don't you bring me a manager so I can talk to him? So I go and tell my manager, this lady ordered a veggie burger. She told me she wanted it medium well. We made the burger. When I bring it, she says that she wanted a beef burger, a meat burger, and she didn't order that. So he goes and he talks to the lady. He comes back mad at me and he says, when she told you the term, you should have known that she wanted a meat burger. How can I know she wants a meat burger if she's pointing at me at the veggie burger, right? So because you're working at a restaurant and you are serving the people, the customer is always right. That's what the rule tells you. So whatever they say, they are right. So she was willing to be mad at me, be mad at the restaurant, be mad at the manager. The manager had to be mad at me to make her happy for a minute, and then she decides she doesn't want to eat. She gets up, she leaves the party, apparently stressed out and crying, apparently over a burger that I didn't bring, right? When everyone is feeling sorry, they feel embarrassed. Now they're not happy anymore because the lady decided to make it a pain for everybody because she was in a rush, apparently stressed out about I don't know what reason. She orders the wrong item. She tries to blame it on me. She makes a big deal out of it. She gets the manager involved. I get yelled at. The party is not happy. Now I don't know who's gonna pay because people is not happy anymore. Apparently, no one is enjoying their meals, and I have to figure out who is going to pay and what else I can do to bring that energy up to the party. See, but it seems like I made a mistake and it's all my fault, and I know it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't about me not ringing or bringing the correct item. It's about how people manages their life. She was stressed out about I don't know what happened out there on the street, about the street being crowded, about her not being on time, about her not being happy, and about her not caring of ruining everyone's meal. Everyone was happy before she came. It would have been better if she didn't come. right? But I don't know who she was the mother of, who she was the boss of, who she was to them, right? So she had the power of ruining everyone's meal because she had a power in a field that I'm not aware of. So this is what happens when you are supposed to enjoy a meal and someone ruins it for you. And that was probably the only time you had to eat from there till maybe about 4 to 8 hours. That was probably your only opportunity to eat. And there comes this person who is important to you or to the party or to the reunion or to the meeting, and they ruin it for you, right? Momentarily. Some people went back to be happy. They enjoyed their meal. They tipped me. They paid separate. They found the way. They understood it was her, having an issue, wanting to ruin it for you. They felt sorry for me. They apologized. Some other people thought it was my fault. So here I am dealing with the table who is unhappy because this lady came with her unhappiness, with her unwillingness to read the menu and take a moment to decide and to accept that we can remake the food and give her a meat burger that she wanted and to make sure she tells me how she wanted so she can get it right this time, right? So I've been dealing with this for years and years and years, dealing with people who thinks they are right, and as much as they think they are right, they are damaging their body, they are damaging their brain, they are not working through their emotions, they are not coming to a meal in a way where it's healthy for them. She was overweight, she wasn't happy, she wasn't making the body happy. And sometimes we have this kind of people in our life, and it starts in our childhood. And it's someone that has the power to ruin the body, to ruin the meal. So, what happens when you smell something that you love and something that you haven't tried in years, and you eat it and you don't remember a painful memory? But as soon as it goes into your belly, it seems like the memory comes alive. Now you remember. Now it's not pleasant anymore. Now you have to complain. Now you have to make it wrong. Now you have to make it where you don't want to pay for it. And it's like people who prepare the meal or serve it for you is a fault, or of you having a painful memory when you haven't worked throughout the pain. And many times in life, we have to love with open eyes. So loving with open eyes means that you see the truth, and if you decide to go with that truth and accept the person, and obviously you have a need to deal with a person like that. If you're dealing with someone who is lazy, who is irresponsible, who doesn't care for you, who gives you excuses all the time, who doesn't listen or care what you say, and who's only taking advantage of you or living with you and helping you in any way, it's obviously you having the need of dealing with someone like that. Because if you didn't have the need, then you wouldn't have this person in your life living with you or possibly impacting your life or your decisions or having so much power over you. Eventually, you will reveal to the situation and talk to the person in verbally fights if that's what is needed. I have an older son, and we have many fights, many times, many arguments. So the other day we have one of these arguments because I don't agree to things he says or does, and I have expectations of how he can help the family if it's not financially. So I talk to him about my expectations, and sometimes he doesn't think that is reasonable, and we talk about it, and we argue, and we fight about it. So eventually we talk on the phone, and sometimes he's driving, so I'm talking to him and I'm explaining my points and why I am asking what I'm asking, and how I see it. And he says, well, maybe you need to apologize for us having a fight and a discussion. And I say, no, I don't need to apologize for us having a fight or a discussion, because many of these are going to happen throughout our life. So I don't need to apologize and not gonna be willing to put up with anything that I don't think is right or is not beneficial to the family or to the well-being of all of us. It's three people here. It's not only us two. We have a little one who is 9 years old, so they are brothers. He's not my husband, so he doesn't need to behave like my husband. He doesn't need to tell me how I'm supposed to raise my 9-year-old. And there is issues where he doesn't feel like I need to say anything about. So we do have these arguments and these disagreements, and that happens with anybody that you live with. If you live alone, you don't have those issues. Obviously, if you have pets, you don't have this kind of arguments, other than taking care for them and dealing with whatever it is that you need to deal with. And when you live with people related to you in any way, even roommates, there are going to be issues. So many times when we have issues and then we need to eat or we need to prepare meals, all of these emotions are present. So when we don't work through the emotions, and the foods that we ingest, especially if they are not healthy for you, is not helpful to our body. Something that I learned at an early age is that when you are learning something, when you're studying, when you are in school, it is important that you eat nutritious food, because many times our children that don't learn are children that are poor, children that don't have enough food at home. Nobody takes the time to make a meal, to watch what they're eating, to watch how they're eating, if they're properly chewing, if they're drinking water, if they are drinking healthy drinks, and how much of a drink are they drinking compared to the amount of food that they are drinking, and what is healthy for them according to their age, according to their conditions, and what are you trying to improve. Many kids get sicknesses when they are young, and we have kids that are born with disabilities in different ways of processing emotions, ideas, and processes, right? Like my 9-year-old is autistic. It's a different way of processing emotions, ideas, and interests. He only wants to do what he likes to do. He doesn't like to do anything else. He is very specific about his food choices. He loves food, but we need to be careful that he doesn't eat all day, because his brain doesn't get the message that his belly is full. So he keeps on eating, especially when he's bored, when he doesn't have anything to do. He just goes to the kitchen and picks up food. And there is always food available. So, how much food do you have around? And what kind of food are you buying that is available for whoever you're caring for to pick up? And so, basically, what happens why we gain weight is that we are lazy, right? We go to the market, we buy the healthy fruits and vegetables, and they are there, but we don't cook them. We don't take the time to cook them. Another aspect is that we starve ourselves. So we're busy working, doing things, and we leave food for later. We leave food for the last 5 minutes when we need to run out. So 5, 10, 15 minutes is not enough to prepare a healthy meal. By the time we take everything out, cut it, prepare it, then we don't have enough time to eat it unless you're eating it while you're driving or walking or going anywhere that you are going. So it is not healthy because we are not sitting down. And many times what happens is that the healthy food is getting spoiled in our refrigerator, in our pantry, in our table. Anywhere that you store your food is getting spoiled, it's getting expired, because it is there, but we don't cook it, we don't touch it, we don't make an effort to really eat what we're craving. We're just eating and grabbing whichever is easier, whichever we can munch quick, chips, um, maybe bread, sweet bread, maybe a glass of milk, maybe half full, and then we decide we're still hungry, so we're probably making something quick that ingredients that are gonna make us overweight. And many times for people, the issue is not overeating, it's not eating enough. And some people has problems gaining weight. Some people is just very skinny and they eat everything people tells them to eat and they're not gaining weight. And those are underlaid conditions of a more deep situations that are stored in our brain, our bellies, and where our emotions are stored. And it's usually a memory of that you internalize that is not good to be fat. Someone in your life was fat and got some type of sickness, or he was maybe mean to you, or he was evil to you, and you didn't want it to become that person. So deep inside you, there is a belief ingrained that you don't want that. You don't want the body shape because then you will be like that person. You will look like them. You will probably feel like them, or you will probably be tempted to do the same harm. And you don't want to be that person. So it's more of organ issues, and it can be one of your organs not working properly. And I'm not a doctor, and you should get tests done, and any kind of test or health checkups that you can do, in any kind of medicine that you can afford, even herbal medicine, even home remedies, homeopathy, any type of alternative medicine that you can possibly use, even Reiki, meditation, past life regressions. There are many ways in which you can understand your current life, and many times we carry situations that we live not only in our childhood and not even before we were born, but in past lives. And for people who don't believe in that, it's okay, but there are many ways you can work through your emotions, in the way you take food, the way you process food, and the way you behave around food when food is present. And how are you making it for others? Are you being a burden? Are you being someone who brings happiness? Are you being someone who is understanding and is willing to get a different choice? I work at the Italian restaurant last night, and I had a lady who had prepaid a New Year's Eve meal, and she ordered lobster ravioli. I bring it to the table. She says it's too salty. She only wants mashed potatoes and broccoli. I bring the mashed potatoes and broccoli. She says it's still too salty. The mashed potatoes are too salty. She cannot eat it. She sends it back again. I called the manager because this is the second time she sends back a plate. The first one, I only talked to the chef. He gave me mashed potatoes and vegetables. So I told her, I have this lady who says the food is too salty, and this is the second one we bring. And then so she goes to the table, and the lady says, "Well, it's too salty. I cannot eat it." And it's not just me. My friend tasted it. It's too salty, so I cannot eat this. And the manager says, "Would you like some pasta with marinara sauce?" She said, "Yeah, but no salt." So I go to the kitchen and check on her pasta with marinara sauce. And I tell the chef, "I need a pasta with marinara sauce, no salt." He says, "What kind of pasta?" I said, "Well, give me a moment." I go back and I ask the manager what kind of pasta she wants. And she says, "Penne with marinara." So I go and tell chef, "Penne marinara." He makes the pasta. I don't know if marinara sauce has salt on it. I didn't try it. I'm not supposed to be tasting people's food. So I didn't taste it. I bring it back to the table. She tells me again it's too salty. She only takes one spoon out of it and sends it back. And so at the end of the check, I bring the check. She only had one martini. It's $13 for the check. And she's asking me if we are going to adjust the check because she couldn't eat anything. I have brought an appetizer and a salad for the course. And someone else in the party recommended that I just bring her dessert, which we were serving at tiramisu for the course of the meal. And she said, "No, I don't want it. I lost my appetite." So by the time I brought the tiramisu, she didn't want it. So I just put it aside. I served it for the other three people. So when I brought the check, I'm charging $13 for a martini. and she asked me, "Are you going to adjust my bill?" Because I couldn't eat anything. So she had had the martini. She had eaten the appetizer, which was a shrimp with garlic and marinara sauce, and she had had a salad with the dressing on the side. And the portions were small, but it was a four-course meal. So I told the manager, my lady with the salt issue wants us to uh, have a way of fixing her check because she already prepaid and she couldn't eat, any of it. And the manager says, "Well, I'm not able to give her money back. I have to contact the car company to have them issue a refund because I cannot issue a refund myself." So the lady gives me two credit cards that she has because she's not sure which card she used for that transaction. And I give it to the manager. So the manager is gonna look and see which card she used it and to give the credit of what she had prepaid. It was $85. I understand the charge, but do you think that she couldn't really be happy with anything? And really, everything that we serve was too salty. No one else in the people that I serve have that issue, and we serve the same items. And it might have been a health problem that she had, where she was tasting everything salty, and there was nothing that we could possibly serve that will make her happy. But do you see my point? Do you see how our health affects the way we ingest food and the way we manage our emotions and the way we do it for others? The experience that we bring for others with our health issues, with our unresolved emotions, and with our way of asking for our money back, with our unwillingness to go with the decisions that we make, because many times we do decisions out of wanting to enjoy, but and then we feel we don't have enough money or enough resources, or we cannot give ourselves that luxury, and we find a way to complain to get our money back. And that is poverty thinking. Instead of wasting your time doing that, why don't you invest your time finding the way to make more money so you don't have to deal with those issues? And if you don't have enough, maybe it's better that you save it. It is a burden to go out and spend $100 if you don't have them. Maybe stay home or make a meal for $10, or pick up something that it only costs 5. If that's all what you have, if that's all what you can afford, pick it up and eat it in peace, where it's not gonna feel like a burden to spend some kind of money that you don't have. And many times in life, we need to be honest to yourself, to ourselves. You need to be honest to yourself. We need to be honest to ourselves, and just seeing the reality. Maybe we cannot afford what we're trying to get, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are seasons in life where we can afford much, and there are seasons in life we can not afford much, and that is all part of a system that is built smart, and it is part of a system that is built for us to appreciate what we have while we have it. And it's not just money resources, it is health, it is experiences, it is appreciation. It is an area of our life being abundant, in another area of our life that needs love, that needs healing, that needs attention, that needs to be treated like a sick baby. How will you treat a sick baby? And if you don't have any kids, how will you treat a sick baby pet? If that's what you have, if that's what you're in love with, if that's who you live with, how will you treat a sick baby of any kind if that was in your care? That's how we need to treat every aspect of our life that needs healing, that needs to be taken care of like a sick baby. treat it with love. You wouldn't demand anything from a baby. There is not really much a baby can do for you other than stop crying and getting better, getting well, and smiling again, and giving us those beautiful laughs the baby have that makes us so happy, that makes us understand love and life and God and miracles, right? So there is a lot involved with our food choices, the way we look and the way we perceive ourselves. We must do the work that is needed and send love to all the parts that need to be loved, to all the organs that are working at their best to better serve us. And what kind of care are we taking of each of our organs, each of our senses, each of our inches of our body? What kind of energy are we sending to our skin overall? We are covered with skin and hair, right? Most of it is the skin. How are we taking care of that skin? How are you taking care of the temple where you live and the vehicle that takes you everywhere? I love you. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year. And every day will be a new resolution. If you have a resolution that you like me to talk about, please type it in the comments and let me know. Or reach out to me, send me a message, talk to me, and we will make it happen. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.